Back here at the Wellness and Event Center for NJIT, they get their first conference win, their first conference game of the season as NJIT defeats Kennesaw State by a score of 66-60. Mike Ventola here. I'm very happy to be joined by assistant coach LaTonya Watson. And LT, congratulations to you and your program on that first conference win. How's it feel?
It feels really good, especially after all those zeros. Ooh, my nerves are bad.
But you know what? At least now you can decompress a little bit because you got that first conference win out of the way and going up against a pretty good opponent in Kennesaw State. Coming into this game, did you feel like this was the type of game that you felt like your team was going to be going up against?
Absolutely. And last year, the game went into overtime. Our players were giving me a synopsis of, you know, what was. Right. And I feel like they were really up to the challenge today. And also, it was a little redemption time from how we played against a very good Hartford team. But it's really good to start off both the ASUN and 2019 with the W.
It seemed like after that Hartford game, and I know it was not a favorable result, but you've had a few days to get your ducks in a row, but it seemed like your team really came out with a lot of intensity to begin this game. What went on during practice this past week that made it show as if this team was ready to get it done here this afternoon?
Well, we spent a lot of time individually or positionally with our players working on things that we saw in the Hartford game, that we saw in the Kent State game, that we needed to get better at. You know, Des came in and gave us some huge minutes. She's been working really hard, especially after her injury, working on her shot, working on her free throws. I thought she did a pretty good job on that. And I thought that she bothered Street a little bit with her length. But just overall, our focus was better. And also, you know, it's a more of a rivalry, I guess you could say, especially since we're in conference play.
No, without question. And, you know, obviously Kelly Garino leading your team today with 18 points, but setting the all-time record in most career three-point field goals made. But outside of all of that, after she had made that first three-point basket, it looked like she was really getting into a groove. What was the biggest reason you think for her in regards to staying poised and making sure that she can get out there and help her team get a victory here today?
Well, shooters keep shooting. So, hey, next play. Yeah, next play, next shot. I mean, you can't live in the past. And then usually when a player sees the ball go through the basket, I think she got a couple free throws that helped her out a little bit. And then, you know, Coach Mitchell telling her, hey, next play, forget about that one. The next one will fall. And then also the confidence, you know, that her teammates gave her. And Coach Lane set up a play for her. So that means that somebody has confidence in you. So.
No, absolutely. And I know, obviously, the remarkable career she has put together, but today as well, Danielle, Tatiana, all contributing as well, MB, and even Jill, I know not so much from an offensive standpoint, but defensively, and especially that pass to Kelly at the top of the key and her hitting that big three-point shot to get herself going. Was this as big team-oriented as a win as you have seen so far this season with this team?
Absolutely, and I think people played according to their roles. As well as according to what they're capable of. I think, you know, for our post players, being able to bring the ball up the floor against their press really helped our guards out a lot. And I think part of that is what we do in practice. We don't stick the post players down low and just say this is the only thing that you can do. And so that gives them a lot of confidence when they do get into the game. So.
All right, Coach. Well, you have a week until you have to get on a plane and head on down to North Alabama. Now, when North Alabama came here to the WAC back in November, it was during the Thanksgiving Classic tournament. Now, obviously, you had two other opponents to keep an eye on, but maybe from the little bit from what you've seen, how excited are you to get to practice this week and get down to North Alabama, hopefully to make it 2 in a row?
We're going to enjoy this one.
Yes, of course.
When our feet hit the floor in the morning, then we can worry about North Alabama.
Right.
North Alabama is a very talented team. They play really hard. They play really well together. They got the twins. They take on the mantra of their head coach. And I think also for them, they start off the season with a W at Vanderbilt.
Right, yes.
You know, that would give me a ton of confidence, right?
Absolutely.
As they transition to Division I. So they're a really good team. And the best thing for our team is that we had an opportunity to watch them play 2 games live. So it's not so much knowing what they do, but just kind of getting a feel of how they play.
Absolutely.
And meeting or exceeding their hustle, their energy, those types of things. That's going to be an important piece.
All right, LT. Well, hopefully we get a chance to do more of this as conference play continues to unravel. I like talking to you. You know what I mean? It's always a good time. So, but I do want to congratulate you and Mike, obviously. First win for him as head coach here in conference play, and for all of you as well. So, congratulations. And like you said, go enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right, that's LT. Once again, NJIT defeats Kennesaw State 66-60.